how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. As per usual, I forgot the name of the show as I was yelling, but it's fine. We brought it right back in. This is your weekly nerdy show where we sit back, relax, pour ourselves a drink, have a good time. I forgot to hit the button. I said we pour ourselves a drink. I said we pour ourselves a drink. And hopefully pour ourselves just a little bit of...
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
And we hang out. We talk nerd shop, Turk. Wow, we talk toys. We talk TV shows, movies normally. The SAG thing is getting kind of old. I want to hold strong, but I don't know. Some things may slip. Some things may slip. But either way, we have an awesome guest tonight. We have JB's toy trunk in the house. He's going to be joining us. We haven't had like a brand new person on in quite a long time. So I'm gonna have to dust the cobwebs off, dust off the interview cobwebs here, and ask some good questions. But I feel like it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna fly by, and of course, all of you make sure interact with all of us in the comments. If you've got a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. I didn't see if there was any over or under on if I would be early or late today, but it was my fault, of course. Laundry day. What do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I got to stop these flies from coming in here. The only way to do that is by doing your laundry. But as I say every week, without further ado, we're going to bring in a new man, the myth, the legend, JB's Toy Trunk in the house. Brother, how art thou? You have it on the... Wow, that's awesome. Took me a second to read it. You are the true man, myth, the legend.
I'm just trying to be like you, man. I'm trying to be like you. And, you know, the first time on your show, thank you for having me. Of course, yeah. I'm having technical difficulties. So for those of you guys in the chat, thank you for joining us, and welcome to Kung Fu Theater.
Exactly. Love that. No, I really appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. I'm a huge fan. Been following the toy hunts. You have blessed me with a figure that I have been looking for forever. So I want to thank you for that. I'll show everybody that in a little bit. Before we get the show on the road, of course, we usually say hi to everybody in the chat. But before we do that, I will say, sadly, in a somber note, RIP to two legends in the wrestling game this week, Terry Funk, and today, Bray Wyatt, 36 years old, Bray Wyatt. I mean, the presence, the energy. When I think about somebody like Bray Wyatt, I thought The Undertaker was like the top of the mountain when it came to like that spooky gimmick you watch. You kind of get scared watching it, even though you know it's just wrestling. But he took it to that next notch. And then, of course, I mean, Hardcore King, Terry Funk. I mean, you could talk for days about that man. So cheers to those guys, RIP. They will be missed. Oh, God, legends, man.
Yeah, it's, you know, you mentioned Undertaker. I did my first live match with Undertaker, Nassau Coliseum, when Dad was stationed out in Long Island.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, you know, Nassau got a venue for many WWF matches, and Undertaker scared the you-know-what out of me every single time.
Yeah.
And I don't let like most of the wrestling fans do, but I know he had a scary persona. So rest in peace to him, and of course the legend Terry Funk.
Yeah.
You know, guy was, both of them just they brought it, and that's something that we miss in WWE, you know, and today. So yeah. Rest in peace, rest in paradise.
There you go. So we'll definitely talk about your youth and what got you addicted to all this stuff that we're addicted to. But as I said, we usually will greet everybody first. So of course, the Rambling Nerd in the house. Good to see you, Sal. Good to see you. Yeah, let's get live. Sorry, it was my fault. Dre of the Collector Safe Space. Good to see you. There you go. K-Walk. Wait, could you not hear me? You're pointing at the.
No, I was pointing at me. It was my fault too.
Oh no, you're, dude. You've seen the show. Whatever tech difficulties you're having right now, it's somehow from me. It has transferred from me through the Ethernet down south to your house, and probably like 5 appliances are gonna break too. So I'm sorry. It's bad energy from, I don't know, the gremlins that live here. Rolando in the house. Good to see you. Marsha as well. Is that your Marsha?
That is my Marsha. Yeah.
There you go. Marsha. What was the other sister's name? It's always Marsha. What about
Jan?
Jan. Something like
Stacy. Kimberly.
Something like that. Fun fact, the older brother on the Brady Bunch movie, the recent movies, which by recent, that's the 90s, the voice of Peter Parker in the Spider-Man animated series. So fun one for everybody there.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Rolando, Dre saying, the RIP Bray Wyatt. Glad we were able to talk about that. Mark in the house. Good to see ya. Patrick in the house. Love that. So there's a GoFundMe here that Rolando shared. It's for somebody in the community. Vader's Girl, I believe, is her name. There's some sort of medical funds GoFundMe that she's they're raising for. So everybody, if you can, I will myself afterwards click the link, check it out, and they're doing a live stream, I think, on Saturday. I want to say. Somebody can remind me, of course. Steve in the house. Good to see you. Hollywood. Dave in the house. There we go. I would be late for my own funeral. That is true. And Marsha said she'll send me the invoice for the appliances that will be. Yeah. And it was Jan. Cool. So, dude, like I said, honor to have you on. Been a fan for a while. In case any of these fools out here don't know who JB is, the floor is yours, sir. Who is JB's Toy Trunk?
Well, thank you so much again for having me. JB from JB's Toy Trunk. I am on Instagram and YouTube. Big toy hunter. I have fiction, I guess you could say, out there just hunting. I collect pretty much every line out there, and the wife doesn't like me collecting WWE. I still come home with a WWE Ultimate every now and then. So,
yep.
I've been I started the channel. I'm a COVID tuber. There's no denying that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I was active duty military for quite a long time. And
thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. And I was in a big 3 decades of not collecting. Collecting with my boys. Seeing movies. And, as I got older, the boys got older and COVID hit. It's like, you know what? Let me start looking at what's going on YouTube. Start seeing you guys on channels, and I need to get back into collecting. And 3 years later, I guess this happens. And it's been nothing but fun. Like how Rolando put it out there. And he's like one of our big supporters across the world.
Yeah. Somehow.
And yeah. The chat is like, is he watching our chat? Rolando is everywhere, but that's the great thing about community. There's no walls. We're all transparent. We like to have fun. We like to geek out. It's all about just toys and nostalgia, having fun. So it's good to be on this platform, and I appreciate all the supporters.
Yeah. Dave out there saying thank you for your service as well. And then little known fact, Anthony, who is a member of the Nerd Foundation, also former military. So he asked, what branch were you in?
I was in the Air Force.
There
I was
you
in
go.
the United States Air Force. So, yep.
There you go. Just like my dad.
Yeah.
We were talking about that offline.
Dad
actually.
was, yeah, we were. My dad was Navy.
We were almost reversed.
So.
I was trying to go Navy. Your dad was Navy. You went Air Force. My dad was Air Force. I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what?
It's funny how.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was funny how we were messaging. It's like, am I messaging myself? It was like a bizarro moment.
Yeah, dude. Bizarre moment was finding out that you were a granddad. I was like, I thought you were like 35, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? When you were on that, like, it was one of your early videos I was watching, and I was like, you got kids, and they're all adults. What are you talking about here?
Yeah.
So, it don't crack, man. You don't crack.
Am I breaking up again? Golly, this thing. It's
Don't
like
worry,
I'm
you're good.
talking from a trash can right now.
Nah, don't worry, you're good. Like I said, I trust it will fix itself.
But yeah, I started early and my son started early, so yeah, so I'm a young grandfather.
There you go. I love that. I love that. So you got back into it during the COVID times, like a lot of us, that you kind of being isolated, I gotta do something with my time, kind of got you into this hobby that has oddly enough brought us all together. What was if there was a line that even got you interested in going down this rabbit hole?
Great question, and it was Star Wars Black Series, The Mandalorian, and Grogu 2-pack from Target.
Wow. That was a good one. Was it the frost one? Or just like that regular muddy one? Do you remember?
You know what? I said 2-pack, but I shouldn't have said 2-pack. No, it was just the Mando. It was the best Mando.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, where the heck did I get Grogu from? But I got him somewhere. But
yeah.
It was Mando and Black Series. And I was off. I put on my mask and went to a Target, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I actually left the whole wave up there because I really wasn't too sure. I was like, I don't need a stormtrooper. Who needs a stormtrooper? Which is a troop builder. And then
the fact that you saw that out there too.
Yeah. And it was just amazing. Now, again, me and the boys here and there, primarily Hot Wheels, Hot Wheel character cars. And it went from Hot Wheel character cars right into action figures, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's crazy. It's funny. There's that one, thing that everybody will see and be like, oh, that's cool. I'll just get this one. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, it needs a friend. He needs a Grogu. Oh, I can't find Grogu, but there's this other thing. And then it just steamrolls from there.
There's this guy named Grief Karga. Oh, that's Apollo. I need an Apollo in my collection.
Yes.
Oh, man. If they only had Apollo figures and Rocky figures out there. Oh, wait, Big Bad Toy Store, and look at all this stuff. There's Rocky figures and Jack's Classics and all that. Oh my gosh, I could go collect everything.
It's wild. And even looking at your Instagram, you started diving into the toy photography aspect of things. Was that a thing that you were always into, like photography, or just like, I have these things, I might as well use my camera and do something with it?
It was it actually started with the photography before the channel and taking videos. So on hunts, I would send it to some friends, and they're like, Jay, you're out there hunting a lot. Why don't you actually just do a video? So my first video I did was actually, vertical, like what we do on like Instagram and all that stuff. But they're like, no, your next video, go ahead and do that. So yeah, it was photography, and Dad was a jack of all trade, master of all of them, and photography was one of them. So it's a craft that I want to work on, and a craft that I think next year, like, get a real camera, a real good camera, etc., and play with it. But the creativity with action figures, lighting, and of course, yes, using filters nowadays, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It's fun, especially for Instagram. And
yeah,
in no way would I put myself in even though I do a hashtag toy photography, I know I don't touch these guys that are just amazing. These guys and girls out there that are doing figure photography and it looks like it's real. And I eventually want to get to that point. I'm not even in the same ball game as these guys. But thank you though.
I mean, I would say you're pretty damn close because, I mean, looking at even this, you know, as somebody who's working on that craft as well, the whole setup that you did, like you use an angle. There's different lighting here. You're lighting the background. Like there's little things that people, when they're just taking the phone out just to take that picture, skip. So like you could see that there's time and thought into what you're doing. So definitely don't sell yourself. I mean, look at this one. This one's dope. Don't sell yourself short on it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So actually, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that Dio back there, and that's another thing that I work on too. Is when I get a wild hair, I'll work on some foam board Dios. Yeah.
I meant, you know, I was going to ask you about that because when I saw this brick back here, I was like, oh, is that from another playset or did you just make that yourself?
That one right there is I purchased from Would You Kindly Studios. Great guys. They do a lot of great. Some of it is Would You Kindly Studios, and some of it is the ones that I've actually kind of mimicked and built on my own.
I love that.
Like the on street scene, that's a built on my own, and I'm doing another one right now. So,
sorry, which one street?
The Andre picture that you had up earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just messing with different washes, different size bricks and things like that. So
that's great.
You know.
Steve over here saying he loves the photos too. See? There you go. You got some new fans in your
Thanks, Steve.
in your photography. So are you going to use these skills to make yourself your own turtle layer, or are you just going to pay the $300 for it?
It's like, all right, Marsha, go ahead.
I was going to say, should Marsha turn off real quick? Like,
no.
Do you mean to block her?
Marsha, fork over the 300. We are buying that plastic. No, no, man, that. If it was $199, maybe, just because of the time and effort. But was it $299? There's no way. I mean, I think Mega J, when he was live at PowerCon, they kind of showed it how it's going to be underneath and on top, and next to it's going to be the van. Great.
Yeah.
But not $299, man. No. Bruh, come on.
Yeah, no way. No way. Shout out to Steve for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that, brother.
There you go, Steve.
I was also deceived by that. I think I talked about it last week or on one of the shows. Seeing those photos, like, this one here, I was like, all right, yeah, you can stack it. But the other one, the one with the turtle van, I was like, oh, it's $300 and you're getting like 2 sections and maybe a van. I don't know. Like I was like, you're getting a lot. It seems like for $300. And then that's when it's like they start taking away the things, like the jerk. They're like, yeah, you can win a prize from here, but it's between like this section here, between this area here, but right between these two things there. Like that's what they pulled on us. Exactly what they pulled on us.
Yes, terrible. The jerk.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. But I think you should make that Dio. I think that's your move, and you document it and you put it on the channel.
Just because I'm not a big TMNT guy, because if I do a sewer, but I'll flood it with G.I. Joe and some, stuff like that. But that's actually something I've actually Vasco Toys, another shout out to another great diorama guy, Vasco Toys. He actually shows on his YouTube how to make like sewers and he's a local guy here in South Carolina. So if I do one, it's going to be kind of mimicking his. Yeah,
for sure. So is G.I. Joe, would you say that's your current favorite line, or is it something else?
Currently, GI Joe.
Yep.
Star Wars kid. I remember seeing the original Star Wars in theaters and
Mhm.
growing up. But GI Joe right now, pound heavyweight champ. There's no one can touch him right now.
It's wild. I feel like they had this small time period where they were falling off, and I think it was like when one of the sculptors had left, and the girlfriend posted on Twitter how like Hasbro like fired them, and they had like was it like Hawk and somebody else, that the sculpts were just not good at all. Like, it was weird. And then after that, it's like they bounced back like stronger than before. It's crazy.
I think listen to the fans. I think the guys that the head guys there, they really are GI Joe fans.
Yep.
Like many businesses, there's a lot of red tape, and I think that they were able to get through that red tape and start putting out some A-list, action figures, characters. But here's my thing: it's price point and what they come with. You can't $25 with all that compared to a $30 Jawa.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. No, it's true. I mean, I think if they were able to even price it $4 cheaper, like I know, production costs way more, and everybody's gonna get their piece. But I feel like with some of these lines, they really should, and I might shoot myself in the foot, but they really should have different tiers. The same way you're paying a little bit extra for an ultimate versus an elite. I think amongst the lines, they should do some price adjusting, and hell, they should even do like some character adjusting. Like, Luke Skywalker, I'll pay $24 for Luke Skywalker. But if you're gonna, mass produce a bunch of troopers that you're gonna repaint 5 million times over, sell me the troopers at $20, $18.99 maybe, and then I'll buy a whole bunch of them because they're that much cheaper, so I can properly army build, versus a blank trooper being the same cost as, Luke Skywalker or Sergeant Slaughter or something like that.
You're right. We kind of talk about it a lot. A lot of us do. Army builder packs, whether it's a 2-pack or a 4-pack. If I buy 4 figures, can you take $2 or $3 off each figure? And instead of $100, can you sell it to me for 80?
Yeah. Yep. Where was it? I'm trying to find it now on the Hasbro site. Oh, this one here. They did a 2-pack with G.I. Joe, these 2 women, and then they did another one now with Marvel. And I'm like, I love this pack. I love the pack. I love the box. Let's see if I can find the picture of the packaging. Like, that's sick. But I'm paying full price for both. It don't make any sense.
Right. Well, here's my thing is I'm glad that they actually didn't go $69.99 with this, because you know what I'm saying? With something like this, they're like, with all the accessories, extra hands, and head sculpts, let's go ahead and do $29.99 a piece.
Yeah.
Or at $50 with the different head sculpts and the different variations, and for the great thank you again, but the other figure photographers out there, that's a party right there. They have so many different options they could use with that pack.
Yeah.
$50 I think is a lot more tolerable. Same time, you're right. It could have been an easy $39,
Yeah. Look at this one. I didn't realize that this pack costs a whole $5 more. Now, granted, this one does come with more of a weapons cache, but you own this franchise. Like, why not make this one the cheaper one?
And I was just going to say that it's an exclusive. So there's only one place really you're going to get it. It's Hasbro.
Yeah. I thought this would be the like immediate sellout. Like, the second they announced that they were doing this and they showed the pictures in that stream, I was like, oh my God, that's going to freaking sell like hotcakes. And I think it's when people saw the price, they were like, warehouse sale? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I pre-ordered it, and then I actually canceled my pre-order because I was like, you know what? I can wait. I want those in my army build situation, but I'll wait.
Yeah.
I know it's going to go like how you said, warehouse sale. It'll be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I do want to shout out Paximus. He hit 7 months on the channel membership. Really appreciate the support. Patrick here says that's better than the Spider-Man VHS prices. Actually, yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
Truth.
Are you into the Marvel Legends line?
I am. Just let's go ahead and play the what is JB not into.
I love that.
The again, going back before we got into the actual hardcore collecting, we were MCU family. So when we started collecting Marvel Legends, it was primarily MCU. And then after Endgame, everything ended. So
yeah. What about the Spider-Man line? Are you into that line or the X-Men line? Oh wait, no. Didn't one of your videos say you were not into Spider-Man?
Yeah. Full transparency. I don't know X-Men 97. I know what it is, obviously, but
Right.
I already and everything was just flying by me. So no X-Men 97, no Spider-Man animated.
Wow.
But how do they say I'm willing to learn?
You definitely need to go. Like Spider-Man sometimes can be a little bit harder of a watch because I feel like the budget wasn't quite there like it was for X-Men, even though they were out around the same time. But I think X-Men, even if you're just like going to casually watch random episodes, I think X-Men probably holds up a little bit more over Spider-Man because Spider-Man, it is one continuous story, like first season straight on through. Where X-Men, you can kind of jump in and out. You get the idea, you know. But definitely, both are worth it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this at you, though. I was really Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Ooh, yeah. With
again,
not Firestorm, Firestar.
Yep.
Iceman
and Iceman. So I watched that as a kid. Batman, Justice League, and then of course watching the actual vacation. So that's my generation, and I have those conversations like with my 2 years younger than me. He's like TMNT, X-Men 97, and me and my buddy Mr. Fantastic, we're again a few years older. We're more Star Wars and things like that. Even though my big pause was as soon as I joined the service.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that definitely makes sense. What I really wanted when I saw Spider-Man No Way Home is I needed not only the voice actor from the cartoon, but the live action Spider-Man guy. I needed both of them to be to almost. This was a scene in the cartoon, so I was like, this would be a really extreme deep cut, but like a scene where like the two of them kind of like walk out when they wish for Peter to be there, and they're like, "Oh, who are you guys?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know." And they're like, "All right," and they just like leave, like something like stupid and small. Like I really wanted that. And I was like, they took that from me because a lot of people wouldn't know the OG like Spider-Man live action show.
Yeah,
such
love
a good
it.
show.
That one, and even like the new Spider-Man. I mean, I remember my connection to our world is TV shows and movies. I was never a comic book guy. So, watching the Japanese Spider-Man and like I said, Batman 66, with Adam West. So, yeah.
Were you a Hanna-Barbera guy too?
Oh my gosh. Yes. All day.
I thought this would be like a Super 7 thing, but like nobody's really done it. Like I need a straight up like Hanna-Barbera, like Space Ghosts, the Herculoids, Like I need that. What is it? Thundar and the Barbarians? Was that the other one?
Thundar. Yep.
Yeah, like this shit needs to be like freaking figures.
I think Super 7 Reaction is working on a few of them, if not starting it up. And I think of all, toy or action figure manufacturers, that's going to start with them.
That's what
and
I
then,
figured.
Geez, look at that. Look what you're pulling up, dude. Come on. Hong Kong.
Yeah.
See, Johnny Quest. But the one that I think that they would have issues with is Hong Kong Phooey, as much as we all loved it.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah. It'd be one of those where it's like top 10 list things that might not be able to be made today.
Yeah. And at number 1.
Yeah. I'm confused. No, at number 1, we actually have just Kung Fu starring David Carradine. Then we go from there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, I used to love that show. The Legend Continues. Man.
Josie and the Pussycats. Oh yeah.
Yep. For sure. So I got something in the mail. One from you, one from another source. Both of them are your fault though, by coincidence. So the first one, like I said, I was hunting this thing to no end. You can't find it on the Target app. I've been going to the same Target, like it's, 45-minute drive, because it's the only one that sells the SH Figure Arts line of all the Targets around me. But you hooked me up with Lord Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Forever indebted to you for this one. Are you also an anime guy at all? Like, has that ever crossed your table, or that was just no interest? That's to the side.
Early anime, yeah, of course. Growing up young in Hawaii, having access to a lot of Japanese cartoons and shows, and then of course, I come think of it now, like Ultraman and Voltron, yep. And then of course, later on Gundam and stuff. I would watch it, but I never got so far into the anime that we're watching these days. I love it. And I appreciate it. It's just, there's so much that I missed. I'm still playing, trying to play catch up with. Yeah. So to answer your question, no. Do I appreciate it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They crank out, like 50 anime a month. It feels like all the new stuff. Yeah. I can't, I've tried, but I'm like, the second, if I miss like 2 weeks worth of stuff, like you're behind, like, it's like, good luck. Like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the old school stuff, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, I'm all in. Akira, I'm all in.
Yeah. I think once my oldest was born, and I know, borrowing, to school me on this, Pokemon, where does that fall? The cartoon.
Yep. Yeah, anime. I'd say it's anime for sure.
And again, it's like it is anime, but then of course we watch the anime these days. It's like, oh my gosh, this is is it in that same cat? These one.
Oh wait, we have a new channel member. Anime GIF at the bottom of the screen. I think that's why you did it. We're talking anime. T3. Thank you, bro.
I was gonna say that was Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. But continue.
So yeah, Pokemon with LJ, my oldest, we would watch that, collect that. So that's my closest affinity right now to anime is Pokemon.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Were you guys out collecting cards or like the toys? I think did they even have toys back then? I don't even remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He was into cards and some of the smaller action figures that came in a little Pokeball. And the best story, and it's like mine, and I'm sure like yours, and like every collector out there, we go to a Walgreens and we find one. And I was like, not now, LJ, next time. But Dad, this is the last one. And he starts crying.
Yeah. Yep.
And we went on a hunt, when I saw him a couple couple months ago, and he said the same thing when we were in Target, and he kind of laughed about it because
I love
he
that.
knew exactly what I was talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's the last one.
And now you say that to Marsha when you guys are out.
Oh my gosh. She knows. Well, honestly, man, I'm lucky because she's the one that says, "Go get it. You might never find it again."
Wow, look at that. I love that. I love that you guys do
yeah.
it together. I love that you guys on it, like it's a family thing to do the toy hunt. Like I don't know about a lot of the other collectors, but for myself, a lot of times it's like, you know, my fiance's at work, so I'm like, oh, before I do my chores of the day, I'll go on a quick hunt. Or, you know, she's still asleep. I need to get bread. Might as well buy the bread at Target. Go over there. So like, but with you guys, it's like a whole family thing. We're going out to dinner. We're going to the movies. We're going on a toy hunt. That's great. I love that.
It is a family thing, and in my video, every video I have just a little sound bite for my granddaughter. So, and Hunter and herself, she'll be 5 in a couple weeks, and
nice.
We're out there shopping, and she finds stuff, and absolutely.
Happy birthday to her.
It's a family. Oh, thank you so much.
Patrick says that spousal support. It means a lot. It means a lot. So the second thing I got, again, your fault. Finally picked up my McFarlane Batman, the Wayne Manor set, and it's because of all these photos you keep posting. And I was like, "Where'd you get that dial from?" You're like, "It's the McFarlane one." Actually, yeah, this is the exact picture where I said, "Love that." What dial is that?
Yeah. Thank you.
This is great.
Now, and shout out. You gave me the. I already had the idea because I've been there before, but the creepy Hobby Lobby doll section.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's
you know,
you're that weird guy there, and they're like, why is he looking at the doll stuff?
When you have your wife or your granddaughter with you, and you're looking at dolls and doll furniture. But when I'm in there by myself, wearing a Raider hat backwards, and sometimes filming, it's like, what am I doing?
Facts.
This thing.
T3 says that he's never seen it at his Target. So I think I'd have to go back through some of my older hunt videos. I think I saw it in Target a couple times. I know I've seen the bat boat, but I actually ordered it off the website, and I finally decided to use some Target points. So I got this good old McFarlane playset with red phone, chair, desk, and even the statue that I don't know if it opens, but the statue and stuff. 45 cents. 45 cents is what I paid for this whole thing. So it opens. Wow. Look at that. We did not plan this, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. That's great.
Archer, just call me anytime.
I love that. And you know,
it's
the thought to buy that after seeing your photos and then seeing the reveal of the NECA turtle layer, I was like, there's no way that thing needs to be $300 because you just bought this whole thing for normal prices like $30. Like how do we make that jump just because there's plastic in it? Like it doesn't. I'm like, does not compute. Does not compute at all.
No, that's when you get the the meme or the GIF where the guy's just like seeing all the numbers floating around. And from The Hangover, it's like, I need a spotter. It's just like, who's going to be my spotter today? It's just, it's so that is my third Dio from McFarlane. I have the Batcave, which I've done photos with. I have the Villain's Lair I've done. And I knew once I got the Bat Cave and I had some awesome shots in there, I was like, I got to get whatever Dio he comes out with.
Yep. Yep.
It works. It works.
Yeah. He is just, you know, it's a hit or miss with this man. Like, I feel like there are days where I'm like, you know, Todd really gets us. Like, he really gets us. Like, I see a photo like this. Like, you posting, I've said this, there's another guy, I can't think of his Instagram at the moment. If I remember him or after the stream, if I find it, I'll put it down below. But I've tagged him before where I say the fans almost do better promo for this stuff than the actual companies. Like, this shot you took of all the villains in the villain lair makes me want to buy this more than anything they've posted on the McFarlane site, because they don't post any of it. They literally don't post any toy photography outside of the, like, buy this now. More of this, I'd buy these all day.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say except thank you.
You do better promo than the companies that pay for actual promo. But I did want to ask if you were buying this that was debuted today, the Joker
great question.
prison set.
I think the price point is within reason, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 39. And if it's 39, it's a Joker figure, which I already have, but the one I have has a jacket on, and I don't know if I can take the jacket off. So I would like that. Right. So I would love that Joker. And then, of course, those little pieces right there, you could, you know, make whatever shot you want with it. And I think even inbox, look at that, even inbox, see inbox guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I wish that the brick was plastic and came out of there, but even without it, you know, you're still getting the cuffs, the table, the two chairs, a great Joker figure, and a bunch of hands.
Yeah. And you know what? Thanks for the idea, because honestly, you could get, again, if you have the foam board and you know how to make the brick, which is really easy.
Yep.
You could put the walls up around it.
Yes.
For dirt cheap.
Yeah. Oh, well, hell, I mean, you already got right there. You've already got something. So
so you're saying I'm buying it?
I think you're buying it. Estimated ship.
Marshall, we're buying
October. There you go. Love that. Is there anything else that you're kind of eyeballing at the moment? There's one thing I'm going to bring up, but before I bring it up,
I mean, I'm looking around the room. I was out today in my next video talking about, I'm really not looking for anything in particular. I do have some big pre-orders that are going to be hitting fourth quarter, basically, which I only have one right now, the Ahsoka and Grogu. I need a Rosario Dawson in the room.
Yep.
An Iron Man and a Darth Vader on the way. But outside of that, just the Joes when they get released, and playing long game on Star Wars. So nothing really, I guess you could say, on the radar.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing that I think, you know, I think you're going to fold on it. I think it's going to happen. Marsha, disconnect. Marsha, the static, it's going too slow. You should hang up. The ghosts. It's the weekly conversation piece. It has hit 11,313 backers. Will you be 11,314?
I'm going to say this in Spanish.
Wait, go again. You glitched just as you said it.
That's so awesome. And He's out of here. What happened? I say this in Spanish. Take two. No.
I love that. I love that. Marsha, actually, she translated for you. She said no.
Oh.
There you go. It is.
I love my wife.
Yep.
I love my wife. I don't love the ghost.
Wow. There you go.
Hot take.
There you go. There was you shared with me a leak of what will be revealed this week, which is 2 more figures on card back for it. So we have right now Hera on card back. She comes just by you pre-ordering it. We just unlocked Ezra Bridger, and they are struggling. I choose the word struggling, but they are struggling to hit 14,000 to get the Kanan. Now, allegedly, according to the leak that you sent me, if they reach 17, not only will you get Zeb, but you also get Chopper and you get Sabine. Would those entice you to want to get this or nah?
It would entice me because that's, in my opinion, what it should be to begin with. You know,
exactly. I
if
1000% agree with that.
You know, yeah. So if I $4.99, I'm going to agree to a $4.99 with everything and not playing. Oh, come on, guys. 1,000 backers. We don't need to play that game. Just bring it. Bring it. I think I'm not going to say I think we deserve it because that a lot of us get into. This is a business and these people are trying to make money off of us. But at the same time, just give it to us. Give us what we want now.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. I don't think I've ever said it actually in that way where it's like for $4.99, just give me the whole thing. Literally give me this is a promo shot. This is not like a shot that's scrolling down to the bottom of this whole thing. It's literally to back this thing. Look at these images of what you get when you back it. And we're not even getting everything that's in the picture. So it's like for $4.99, there's no way it's going to break the bank for you to give us 2 more figures on card back, to give us 6 figures on card back right away. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Marvelous says, yes, give us what we want at an affordable price. Bay. This is epic. It's true. I think this piece here, at 200, 250 with all the figures, maybe you double this number. Like I probably would have bought this just cause at that point.
It would already be there at 250 because I'm not going to say I would have 2, but I pulled the trigger, I think kind of I'm going to say prematurely on the Sky Striker, the G.I. Joe Sky Striker.
Yep.
And it was a nostalgic buy for me because I had one as a kid and I got it. I didn't even, just because I was like, this is great, but I don't think it's as great as $1 price point. It got me quick. Yeah. Like no, didn't even blink an eye. So I didn't get. I still have it. I still have it. I'm probably gonna no, not yet. And I might open it to display it somewhere in my downstairs room that I'm gonna be working on over the next year. But as of right now, it's still in box.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think they are reaching a point where you can't keep doing this because the same person who's looking at the Sky Striker is probably looking at the Star Wars stuff, the Ghostbuster stuff. Oh, yeah. And at a certain point, you're like, I'm not spending $1,000 on two things.
Yeah.
I thought about this now as I'm building my proton pack for Halloween. This proton pack at $450 seemed really wild to me. It seemed like, why would you spend $450 on a cosplay piece? But as I'm building this thing piece by piece, that's smaller, I'm like, you know what? $450 is a steal. It's a steal.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they need to do. They need to do the research to see, like, all right, whatever it is that we're building here, what else is out there that's comparable? And let's get close to that point where it's a no-brainer. And the Ghosts, considering that's like the 6th, 7th figure in the HasLab process, I'm running out of space. I'm not going to keep paying $600 for pieces I can't even display. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to your point a couple weeks ago, a couple shows ago, it's like calling out the collectors. If they're getting it, show me.
Yeah.
Show me where you're putting it.
Yeah.
Show me it. And, it's full transparency. I've said it before, like the Scott, but everything else is out.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it's not out is because I don't like it right now.
Yeah.
So
anyways.
I feel that.
Yeah. I feel that. Well, sir, it has been a pleasure. It has been an honor to finally get to talk to you in real life, or as the kids say, IRL. Before we leave,
is that what is that?
That's what they say. Yeah.
I really don't. Okay.
If you know what, I have to say, one of the reasons I keep hiring youngsters to work for me is they keep telling me what's cool and what's hip. Facebook, not cool anymore. Apparently Instagram, not really that cool anymore. It's all about TikTok and Snapchat. Snapchat back from the grave. So
it's Tic Tac and Snap Kicks. That's what they're into. That's what they're into.
But before we wrap, as I like to say, sir, the floor is yours to plug your shit.
Well, thank you again for having me. I apologize if I'm coming in kind of chop. For some reason, my internet's not working, but we're moving on from that. Thank you guys for the continued support on my channel, and of course here on Nerd Affiliated, HeyArcher, and the guys here. This community has really given, but makes me smile most of the day. And I think over the past couple of years, we need a little bit more, some more smiles, a little bit like how I sit when I sign, just need to really enjoy it because life's too short, and it's evident like today, when we lose someone at a legend, wrestler, and all in one day, we just got to go out there, have some fun, stop bickering. And the channel's about, that's what my Instagram's about. And that's what the community is about, in my opinion. So with that being said, my man, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Me and the wife, we love your show. So thanks for having us. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate that. I will steal the mic from you for a second to say, we need more creators like yourself that when you're making your content and you're out there filming, when you're in your space, when you're with your family, none of it feels fake. You generally have a passion and a love for what you're buying and for what you're making. And as a viewer, it comes through the screen. And you could be out there on a hunt buying floor mats for your kitchen, and I would watch it. So thank you for your videos and inspiring the rest of us to put more passion into what we do. You also put out a lot of content, and it's very impressive because the thumbnails are always on point, the editing's always on point, and you're dropping 2-3 videos a week. So I tip my hat to you, of course, and you keep up the awesome work.
Thank you so much. Those are very kind words. And the check is in the mail for those kind words. Thank you so much.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an episode. There you go. The true man, the myth, the legend. I feel like I can't say that anymore now because you actually have it in your possession, the title of the man, the myth, the legend. Either way.
Unplanned.
I, the man associated to the man, the myth, the legend, will be here every single Thursday night, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Monday morning, I always got to think about it, 9 a.m.-ish Eastern. Nerdy coffee. Yeah, ish. You know, here or there. Sometimes 9, sometimes 9:05. I almost said 8:59, but who am I playing? That never happens. That's the Nerd Show where we drink some coffee, talk about nerd news. Again, hopefully the strike ends at some point, because I got a lot of reviews I got to drop and talk about. Either way, like, comment, subscribe to this man over here, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.